Hi there, Jimmy Cannon here, singer and voice coach, helping you find the confidence in your voice to deliver your message with presence and authority. Do you hate the sound of your voice? When was the first time you ever saw? When the first time ever I heard your voice, saw your face. Great song. When was the first time you heard your voice? For me, it was when I was 4 years old. My dad had a Philips cassette player, and he started this annual ritual of recording me on my birthday, and would just ask me some questions and try to make me laugh. And it was a lovely memory. But I do remember hearing it. I'm pretty sure it was on my 4th birthday. Hearing it back. So he'd press the two buttons together, the record and the play. I think the record was orange and the play was blue and the rest were grey. I'm not sure. I'll try to find a picture of the cassette player. I think it was Philips. Anyway, so I remember listening back and thinking, wow, what a really high-pitched voice I've got. Ho, 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 what a really high-pitched voice you've got. And thinking, I was very posh at that time, and I spoke very much like this. Well, thank you, Father. Thank you very much. Thank you for my birthday present. Yes, thank you. And anyway, so I know that it was a bit of a shock listening back to it, and I know for including myself now, it's still a real shock to listen back to your voice. And that's for various reasons. I think mainly because, well, the main reason that it's a shock is because our perception of what our voice sounds like is very different to other people's perception. So what we hear is acoustic energy bouncing around the cartilage within our body. So we hear sound vibrating. In fact, if you put your fingers in your ears, I'm going to do that now, and what you're mainly hearing is a combination of the reflection in your body, the sound bouncing off the cavities in your body, so the chest, the throat, the nasal area, the mask, the head, even the ribs. Where there's a lot of acoustic space in the body that's what we're hearing. For somebody else, what they're hearing is the sound emitting from you as a source, but it's actually the reflection in the room that they're hearing. So they're hearing more of the acoustic of the room than you are. So firstly, that's the reality, the truth of the matter, is that actually what you're hearing is very different to what other people hear. So that your perception is very different to other people's perception of what your voice sounds like. So that's the first thing. So don't be too critical of your voice. The other thing is that when you record your voice, that acoustic energy is being translated or transferred into electrical energy. So, for instance, a microphone will pick up the acoustic energy. If you're like this one here, will pick up the microphone we'll pick up the sound and the acoustic energy of your voice, and it will be converted into electrical energy. That will invariably go into some type of sort of digital software, depending on what program you use to record your voice, and then that will be converted back into acoustic energy when you listen to it. So either through headphones or speakers, that change. So it depends on the material of the speakers, how good the microphone is, how good the speakers, how good the software is. There are a lot of elements that come to play when you're recording your voice. So either when you're recording your voice for ideas or for meetings, or if you're recording, say, a pitch on camera like this. So if you're recording information content on video, then it really makes a big difference what type of microphone you're using, what environment you're in. For instance, I've got this piano behind me. It's a lovely piano, but I had this before I started doing these videos, and I can't get rid of it now. It's really heavy. The problem with that piano is that it gives a bit of a low mid resonant frequency. So I've actually cut it out on an EQ here on my computer. You can't see that. I can show you that some other time when I do a video on that. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. But so I have to cut that out a little bit. I want to improve the sound of this room actually. So to my wife's delight, I'm going to be putting some acoustic panels on the room. I'm not going to be going crazy, but you can change the environment of the room with reflective, absorbent materials or reflective materials, or vice versa. So the environment that you're in, the type of microphone that you're using, the perception of your voice in comparison to the other perception of other people's voices makes a big difference in the quality of your voice, either listening back or in real time, if you like. So the answer to that is to desensitize yourself to your voice. So I've been doing this for a long time. I've been teaching, I've been coaching people for voice and singing also myself and performing for over 20 years. So I'm used to the sound of my voice. I know before I started doing a lot of recording in studios for singing, I used to think that I had this very boomy voice. I used to think that my voice actually was like that. Actually, it's quite sort of middly, and I think perhaps I've been, because of my training, I've probably trained it to be a bit more nasal and to cut through the rest of the band, and also when I'm speaking, to cut through the acoustic environment and the audience. So I'm used to my voice, but a lot of people, are not. So try to record yourself as often as you can, whether it be on your smartphone, a dictaphone, whether you're able to get the recording, whether you're able to record meetings, ideas. Always record yourself either on video or on audio at conferences or speaking events. If you're speaking at an event, always record it. Try to record it, and that will help you improve your speech for next time. It will help you give you a very good idea of the dynamic of your voice, the tone of your voice, the character of your voice. Don't forget, your voice is the key, the first thing that people hear and obviously not see, but that's the first thing they hear, and that's key to the communication of your brand, your message, your product. So it's got to be right. And if you're not very confident about your voice and you're anxious about what your voice sounds like, then you're off to a bad start. So desensitize yourself to your voice by recording yourself as much as you can. Listen back, get used to the sound of your voice, so when you do hear yourself back, it's okay, well, that's the sound of my voice. I can improve it here and I can improve it there with various things. Obviously, the acoustic environment that you're in, the type of microphone you're using, the type of software that you use to record yourself is going to help. But also working with a speech coach, myself perhaps, will help you to project, vary the dynamic and the pitch and the tone of your voice, and that will give you more confidence to speak in public in various environments. So I hope that's helped. The main message, really, just to recap, is to desensitize your voice, desensitize yourself and your anxiety by recording yourself a lot and often as possible. To try to choose and decide and get used to different environments, acoustic environments that you're in, and think about the quality of the microphone, the quality of the software, and the quality of the reproduction of that sound. So speakers, headphones. That's going to make a big difference to the sound of your voice and how you perceive that sound of your voice. But most importantly, be aware that most people's perception of your voice is very different to your own. So don't be critical of your own voice too much, and let me be the judge of that, or somebody else. So keep speaking, and hope to speak to you soon. If you have any ideas for videos that you would like on either singing or speaking, any help you'd like to improve your voice for public speaking, please put in there in the comments below. Any comments you have about this video, let me know if I was waffling on too much. I'm trying to do videos just in one take. So this is a one-take video. You'll see no edits, and just to try to get more content out there really, and on a regular basis. I'm putting weekly videos together on voice improvement tips for both singing and speaking. So again, subscribe, comment, share, and have a lovely day, and speak soon.